Most people hear the word budget and immediately picture restrictions. No fun, no spending, no life. So they avoid budgeting entirely and just hope their money lasts the month. But a real budget is not a punishment. It is a simple plan that tells your money where to go before it disappears. Done well, a budget creates freedom, not restriction. It is the opposite of what most people imagine. At its core, a budget is a plan for your income. It is a written or digital agreement with yourself about how much will go to needs, how much to wants, how much to savings, and how much to debt or future goals. Without a plan, money flows wherever the day pushes it. With a plan, the same income suddenly produces clearer priorities and far better long-term results. This matters because most financial problems do not come from low income alone. They come from money flowing in many directions without any plan. People earning very different amounts can both feel broke if neither has a budget. People with similar incomes can have very different financial outcomes. The difference is rarely luck. It is usually the presence or absence of a simple, consistent plan. To understand how it really works, picture 3 steps. First, know what comes in. List your monthly take-home income. Second, know what must go out. List your essential expenses and minimum debt payments. Third, decide what to do with what is left. Save some, spend some, invest some, all on purpose. These 3 steps are the heart of every effective budget, no matter what tool or method you use. Let us look at a simple example. Imagine someone earns $3,000 a month after taxes. Their essential bills take $1,500. That leaves $1,500. Without a budget, that money disappears into small daily decisions. With a budget, they might assign $300 to savings, $300 to extra debt payments, $400 to wants, and the rest to flexible needs. Same income, very different outcome. A common beginner mistake is to make the budget too strict. They cut every fun expense, set unrealistic limits, and feel restricted within a week. Then they abandon the plan entirely. A good budget is realistic, not punishing. It should include space for enjoyment, social life, and small comforts. A plan that no human can stick to is not a plan. It is a temporary fantasy that ends in frustration. There is also a hidden risk in not having a budget at all. Without one, you tend to discover your true financial position only after a big event, a delayed bill, a maxed-out card, or an unexpected expense. By then, the choices are limited. A budget gives you advance warning. It exposes problems while they are still small enough to fix calmly without panic. A useful way to picture a budget is as a navigation system for your money. Income is the fuel. The budget is the map. Without a map, you can still drive, but you will probably get lost, waste fuel, and arrive somewhere you did not intend. With a map, you can take the same fuel and reach a specific place on purpose. The map does not limit the journey. It directs it. A second key idea is the difference between fixed and variable expenses. Fixed expenses are roughly the same each month: rent, loan payments, subscriptions, insurance. Variable expenses change based on choices: food, transport, entertainment, shopping. Cutting fixed expenses is harder but often more powerful. Cutting variable expenses is easier but requires daily attention. A strong budget addresses both, not just one of them. A practical example helps. Imagine a person trying to free up $200 a month. They could either reduce daily small spending across many categories or cut one larger fixed expense, such as switching to a cheaper phone plan or canceling unused subscriptions. The second option often produces the same savings with less effort and emotional drain. Quiet structural changes usually beat dramatic willpower. Beginners often misunderstand which method to use. Some people prefer a zero-based budget, where every dollar has a job. Others prefer percentage-based splits like a 50-30-20 rule for needs, wants, and savings or debt. Some use envelopes. Some use apps. There is no single perfect method. The right one is whichever method you will actually use consistently for many months in a row. There is also a psychology angle. Budgeting is emotional, not just mathematical. People often skip budgets because they are afraid of what they will see. They are worried about feeling restricted, or about confronting choices they have been avoiding. Just opening the numbers for the first time is the hardest step. After that, the act of seeing reality clearly usually feels surprisingly empowering, not discouraging. A simple practical rule helps you begin. Track your real spending for one full month without changing anything. Do not judge, just observe. At the end of the month, group the spending into a few simple categories. You will quickly see where your money is actually going compared to where you thought it was going. That gap alone is usually the most useful insight a beginner can possibly have. There are things to avoid. Do not start with a budget that demands perfection from day one. Do not punish yourself for going over a category. Do not forget to plan for irregular expenses, like annual subscriptions, insurance premiums, or holiday gifts. Do not chase complicated systems if a simple one would work just as well. And do not stop budgeting because you had one bad month. Restart with calm honesty. A better habit is the weekly money check-in. Spend 10 or 15 minutes a week reviewing what came in, what went out, and how close your spending matches your plan. This short review keeps the budget alive instead of letting it sit unused. Small course corrections during the month prevent large surprises at the end. The check-in matters more than any specific tool or category you choose. Over the long term, budgeting changes far more than just your bank balance. It changes how you make decisions. You stop saying yes to things by default. You start asking whether a purchase fits your priorities. You separate emotional buying from intentional buying. After many years, the budget itself becomes invisible. The habits it created remain. By then, financial discipline feels less like effort and more like identity. So here is the short version. A budget is a plan for your income. It tracks what comes in, what must go out, and what you choose to do with the rest. It works best when realistic, flexible, and reviewed often. Methods vary. The right one is the one you will use. The point is not perfection. The point is steady, intentional direction for the money you already have. If you have never budgeted before, start small. Track 1 month. Pick a simple method. Build one weekly check-in. Allow yourself room for mistakes and adjustments. A budget is not a cage. It is a quiet partner that helps you align your daily decisions with your real long-term goals. Once you give it a fair chance, you will likely wonder how you ever managed your money without one.